$48, more than double. So, you know, receiving this back in 1985 would have been like receiving 48 bucks, almost 50 bucks today. So, you know, exchanging a Jackson for a Grant. And I think that's what I'm going to name the title of this video. I always come up with the names on the fly. Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another Motivational Monday, and it will be the last one for a little bit. Yeah, that's a decision that has been weighing on my mind for a long, long time, but it is what it is. Let me show you this. So this is a Andrew Jackson. So make sure I have my founding father correct. This is Andrew Jackson. See, it's a $20 bill, and this was printed in 2009. This is a 2009 series, $20 bill, Andrew Jackson. You know what this is? This is nostalgia. Woo! This is a $20 bill from 1985. I went to the doctor's office, I'm just leaving the doctor's office, got my labs done. Wanted to see how healthy I am. And I went to the bank, and they gave me two of these and an old school 100. I gave the old school 100 to a buddy of mine that collects them. But here it is, a 1920 or 1985 $20 bill. You know, when I saw this, like, nostalgia just like flooded over me. And I was reminded of myself when I was a kid. You know, my grandmother would always send me, 20 bucks in the mail. And I get this, for my birthday or something like that. Here you go, Ryan, it's $20. And like, to me, this was like, oh, this is so much money back then. This was like so much money. And it actually was. 1985 versus, 2009, or, it doesn't matter, it's 2021. So these are both worth $20. However, a 1985 $20 bill today in 1985 dollars would be worth 48 bucks and like 68 cents, something like that. I had to look it up. $48, more than double. So, receiving this back in 1985 would have been like receiving 48 bucks, almost 50 bucks today. So, exchanging a Jackson for a Grant. And I think that's what I'm going to name the title of this video. I always come up with the names on the fly. So here's the thing. We're doing work today. And the work today, we're hoping that it's going to have dividends in the future. We do work. The work in 1985 doesn't pay for work today in 2021, especially not with this $20 bill here. This $20 bill is, like I said, it's only worth $20 today. $20 is still 20 bucks, but back in the day, 20 bucks would have bought you 50 bucks worth of goods today, and that's because of inflation. So this inflation that's happening right now is happening not just in the monetary system, but it's happening all over the place. So where you spend your money or where you park your money. It's one of the reasons why I had a bunch of money parked in the bank. It's not in the bank anymore. I've diversified. I've divested of the dollar, and I have it in other places that are yielding me a better return on my money. And I'm hedging against inflation. But here's the thing too. It not just with money, it also applies to our time and to the things that we put into it. So for example, my time today isn't going to be worth the same that it's going to be in the future. Hopefully my time is going to be worth more in the future and not less, like the dollar bill, like that $20. Hopefully my time is not going to be worth, if my time today is worth $1,000 a day, it's not going to be worth like $750 in the future. Hopefully it's going to be like, $1,000 today. And then as I grow and expand, it's going to be worth, $5,000 or $10,000 or who knows what my time, is going to be. And, my goal is always to spend my time doing $1,000 an hour activities. If I get 1 hour of $1,000 activities, I'm satisfied for the day. I can do other things that are menial in my business. But if I'm too busy doing a bunch of 10-hour tasks or even $100 tasks and can't get to those $1,000 tasks, then of course my business is not growing. And as inflation picks up, I'm diminished. My business becomes diminished, and this is the reality that I'm having to face right now. Is I've been accustomed to bootstrap REI for so long that I've embodied this lifestyle of being a bootstrapper. Like, hey, I'm just gonna every day I'm gonna do it all by myself. And what I'm realizing is I've gotten really, really good at finding off-market properties. I got some stuff in the back, and so it's telling me to put a seatbelt on, but so Really good at getting off-market properties and finding these sellers when they're hidden, and making these deals work at a steep discount. That's just what I've done, and I've become very, very good at that. But here's the thing: as I've grown from doing that, I've lost focus on the systemization of my business, and part of it has been because of, one, I'm not a real keen systems kind of guy, meaning that structure is difficult for me. I can follow structure, but coming to terms and creating the structure, it's just something that I'm lazy when it comes to that. I don't want to do it. I just rather just be plug and play. I lose patience and just want to no, we're just going to go do this, and so that's a reality of my business. And as a result, I have not been able to put people effectively into certain positions. I've continued to be this one-man solo entrepreneur type of show here. Yeah, I have a partner, and the partner that I work with does the rehabbing. I find and he funds and flips. And so, it's been great because I've been able to find all these deals. But here's what's happened is, as I have the same amount of time in my day as everybody else, and I've tried to plug people in, but because I don't have this system and I haven't focused wholeheartedly on documenting my processes and my procedures, I have no SOPs. And this is something I've realized, man, this is something, if I want to ever grow, I have to do. And it's just been something I've just ignored in my business. And I just continue to grind away as this solopreneur, doing what I'm doing. And so what I'm saying is, as I realize this in my own business, if I ever want to grow and get to the next level, I'm going to have to take a step back from certain activities that are non-dollar productive right now. And right now, chasing the dream of being an influencer with Bootstrap and helping other individuals that have come from the bottom and rising to the top, that's something I always want to do, and it's always going to be a passion of mine. However, I have to realize that I'm limited in my scope of who I can help and how far I can help them, because me being a one-man show, I'm only able to help people that are one-man shows. What happens when they get to the point and someone is like, hey man, I'm ready for my next hire. Hey, I'm ready for this. Hey, I'm ready for this next move here. And I'm like, well, I'm not there. And I can't, I can talk from theory, and that's not, I don't do that. I don't like to talk from theory. I like to talk from experience. And so because I haven't grown my team to the point where I have, people in place, I have a VA. I have a VA that I use, but I don't use her in the way of growth and expansion, as far as, hiring, cold callers and different things like that. And so I can't talk from experience. And if I can't talk from experience, I'm not going to talk about it. So here's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to have to take a step back from Bootstrap and really focus just on my business. I'm looking at 90 days to get my systems and things squared away. Basically, how do I duplicate myself? I have all the information. It's all up my head. I do it week in and week out. But as I'm growing and as I'm taking on other tasks and responsibilities, and as my family grows and we take vacations, it's only inevitable for me to either continue to ride the waves of paydays that I have, and then just let them be when I'm not in town working because I'm on vacation, or have the team in place where I can continue to ride that wave, or actually like this, ride that wave all the way to the top. And so I'm not looking to trade Jacksons for Grants in my business. I don't want my business to be, hey, he put in some effort, but that effort is not sustaining his business, and so therefore, what my effort was 6 months ago is, half of what it could be, because there's this inflationary environment in business. As the market raises or rises, a rising tide rises all boats. I think that's how it goes. Rising tide raises all boats. That's what it is. And there's a lot of prices. There's a lot of price margin in these houses that we're going after. And I have a great edge on my competition from what I do, because where I find my properties. But at the same time, it's not too hard to duplicate either. And so I want to continue to have that cutting edge, and I don't want to be, outperformed or outcut by other individuals that are willing to offer more for what I am able to do. So I can get rid of this phone call. So anyway, that is what's happening. And so I'm going to take a step back from Bootstrap as I focus on my business, because it doesn't make sense for me to give oxygen to others until I've put oxygen on myself and my business first. So granted, we're not on life support or anything like that. We're actually doing very well. But I do want to remember the reason why I got into this business was for lifestyle. And my lifestyle has changed since I started this business. I only had 3 kids. Now I have 5 kids. And they're growing, and they're healthy, and they're fun, and getting ready to go on a secret surprise trip for my wife. She doesn't even know about it, so I'm not going to spill the beans here. And I've completely taken care of everything, every detail that would be needed for us to get away and do what we're going to do. And it's not it's definitely not an inexpensive trip that we're doing either. It's quite the opposite. But again, business has been great, and it's time to reward myself and play a little bit. But here's the reality: when I'm gone, for that week or so, no work's going to get done in my business. And so it's like, okay, it's time for me to think and graduate beyond the bootstrap aspect of just bootstrapping it all by myself and start to bring on some more team players. But again, the structure in the past has been my Achilles heel. That's been the problem, where they'll come in all super excited, wanting to learn real estate, wanting to do this and wanting to do that. And I'm kind of like, just kind of do this a little bit over here and kind of do a little bit over there. And they're like, can you show me, please? And I'm like, I don't have time right now. I'm too busy doing this other stuff because I got a business to run. And then they get frustrated and they leave. And I can't fault them. It's my fault. 100% responsibility is on me, because, who would want to start a job all excited and then their boss doesn't know how to train them? They're just like, I don't know. That's kind of how I got into the mortgage industry years and years ago. It's like, hey man, glad to have you here. Here's your desk. Here's your phone. Good luck. You're on your own. And that's kind of like, what it was. And you struggle for several different, months trying to get stuff together. Of course, the paydays are way, way bigger because you're working on commission, whereas these guys are just coming in to do some admin work. And so, shame on me for not, properly having a system for these guys to move into. And that's okay. So as Ryan grows up and grows his business, I've had to look back and take some inventory and realize, hey, doing some weekly posts on Bootstrap and doing these things, albeit they're not time consuming, they're mentally consuming. And as they consume my mind and they consume my focus, I become bifurcated, and I realize that I'm not giving the full attention that my business desires and needs in order for me to grow and succeed. So just remember, guys, I'll be back, and you're just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. I'm Ryan Nickel, and I'll catch you guys soon.